What is freedom? For thousands of years, humanity has searched for the meaning of this simple word. When we hear the word freedom, many of us imagine open doors, the ability to go wherever we choose, to speak freely, to live without limitations. But perhaps this is only the surface of freedom, because when we look deeper, we discover that none of us is completely without boundaries. We are born into a body, into a particular time, into a world governed by natural laws. A bird cannot fly beyond the atmosphere. A river cannot flow uphill. And yet, within those boundaries, something extraordinary appears: creation. Perhaps freedom is not the ability to do everything. Perhaps freedom is the ability to create something new within the reality we have been given. Think about music. A melody is not created only by the notes, it is also created by the silence between them. The silence is not empty, it gives music rhythm, emotion, depth. Without the space between the notes, every sound would merge into one continuous noise. Music needs silence. Perhaps freedom is the same. Perhaps freedom is not only what we do. Perhaps freedom is the inner space where a new choice becomes possible, the space between what has already happened and what has not yet become. Our past shapes us, our memories, our victories, our fears, our joys. All of them become part of our story. But the past does not have to become our prison. Every new moment is a new page, and inside that page lives possibility: the possibility to respond differently, to think differently, to create differently. Perhaps the deepest form of freedom is not the ability to change the entire world. Perhaps it is the ability to meet each new moment without allowing the past to completely define who we are. Because in the space between what was and what has not yet become, creativity is born. Look at nature. A seed does not know the entire tree it will one day become, yet within it lives potential. Life rarely reveals the whole path at once. It unfolds one step at a time. Perhaps consciousness unfolds in a similar way. Perhaps reality is not only a finished picture waiting to be discovered. Perhaps it is also a living process in which new possibilities continually emerge. Every thought, every choice, every act of kindness, each one becomes a small movement within a much greater story. Not because one person controls everything, but because everything is connected. Like waves upon the ocean, a single wave may appear small, yet it still belongs to the whole ocean. Freedom is also connected with awareness. When we live only through fear, through old patterns, through automatic reactions, our possibilities become smaller. But when we pause, when we become aware of our own thoughts, when we create a space between what happens and how we respond, something precious appears: choice. Within that space lives awareness. Within that awareness lives freedom. Perhaps the greatest freedom is not escaping reality. Perhaps the greatest freedom is being fully present within reality, while remembering that we are still capable of creating something new. Freedom is not an empty place. Freedom is the space where life creates, the space where a new idea is born, the space where a new song begins, the space between the notes. And perhaps there is one more way of looking at freedom: not as escaping the house of reality, but as awakening within it. Whether we see the universe through science, philosophy, or spirituality, each perspective invites us to ask the same quiet question: what can be created within the life we have been given? Maybe we do not choose every circumstance. Maybe we do not control every storm. But within every moment, there is still a space that belongs to us, a space where awareness can become choice, a space where experience becomes wisdom, a space where life continues to create through us, like a seed that does not control the seasons, yet still grows toward the light. Perhaps freedom is not the absence of structure. Perhaps it is the discovery that even within the structure of life, there remains an infinite possibility to create, to love, to understand, and to become. Golden Bridge Consciousness, a bridge between what we know and what we are still discovering.